Hello Aquarius, welcome in. My name is Stacy Ace, welcome to my channel. And today we're going to be just doing a check-in, an energy check-in, seeing where you're at. This message is timeless. You know, whenever you run across it is when you're supposed to see it. So anyway, overall, your energy looks wonderful. You've got some wonderful things that are brewing. I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you to just to ease on the gas a little bit and just be your playful selves, you know. So we'll go over your overall energy, what's going on in the subconscious. Then we'll look at advice and support from Spirit, or what support can be coming in for you. It's either or, any kind of supportive energies, and then challenges and outcome. So overall, subconscious, support, challenges, and outcome. Okay. Anyway, I'm only reading from the book on this one. The rest will just go with the flow. Okay, and this is from Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards. New Moon in Virgo is what you got. Trust all will be well. Sometimes we want everything to happen yesterday, but divine timing is a real thing. Sometimes we need more pieces of a jigsaw to fall into place before we can get what we want. Slowing down now is the key for you to get what you want. So take your time and allow events to unfold. See what you can do for others as a really quick and easy way both to distract yourself and to boost your good karma while you wait for your dreams to manifest. There's a reason why you pulled this card, so make sure you pay attention. Manifestation focus. This card is an especially good sign for matters related to job or health situation. Wonderful. So that along with this card, the next one out was playfulness. I love that. So yeah, play a little bit. Don't be so serious. And then the card after that, we got grace, number 44. This card says, forgive yourself and anyone else in your situation, even if you or they do not deserve it. To forgive is to mirror the divine forces who love us. Beautiful. And then we have a couple of energies coming from the tarot. This is all about choices and embarking on a new journey, travel, making a decision to go a certain way, leaving what doesn't serve you in the past. And then the beautiful sun. I love that. So yeah, I feel if I could sum up this energy, your overall energy, it's just relax. Relax, divine timing. All is well. Lean into the playfulness, you know? Okay, so let's get the challenges out of the way. So in your challenge position, we have conflict and defeat with discontent and boredom. And then we have the Nine of Swords and the Queen of Cups. So I feel like there's an uneasy type of energy, and it could be that whole, pushing on the gas pedal a little too hard. We need to kind of step out of our ego and more into the heart. Less of the logical, rational, oh, I have to do this because that's the way I was told to, and that's the way it's always been done, so I have to do it this way. We want to kind of ease up out of that. And then when it comes to the discontent and boredom, the playfulness card's there. So we want Spirit is saying, go play. And what's wonderful is when we do go play and we do go pick up an old hobby we haven't done in a while. When we go do that, or maybe play with kids or play with animals. Oh my gosh, playing with animals or being with nature gets us out of that denser energy. That's where we get the mind loops, and then we can't sleep at night, and then we end up having dreams about it, and so to break that cycle, that cycle of not being able to sleep right or overthinking something, try to change up your routine a little bit, and just tap into that playful energy, because that'll put you right into your heart space. And when we're in a heart space, our heart just knows. Our heart's connected to our higher self. Our higher self knows you're gonna survive. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be more than fine. Like, everything's gonna be fine. So when we tap into our heart space, we're able to sleep a lot better and know that we had a good time, and we got out of this bored. And then there's conflict and defeat. It's the same thing, you know. I'm not sure exactly what this is referencing, but it is a challenge. It's a five of swords type of energy. This could be a difficult conversation you don't want to have, and that could be what was keeping you up at night. You know, for me, let's say I have a job interview or something the next morning, and it's a conversation I don't want to have, right? One of the things I'll do is, there's two things I'll do. One is I project myself walking out. I project an image of myself walking out of the interview. So like that, So at that point, you don't care if you even have the job or not. You're just glad that the interview's over. You're glad that the conversation's over. So you know you're gonna survive it. Either way, you're gonna survive. So that's one thing that helps me sleep, or at least get into like a less frazzled state. The second thing is just before the conversation needs to be had, plan ahead. Plan to where, not too much time, because then we get in those mind loops again, but plan, let's say you have a lunch at, you know, noon, and that's when your conversation is supposed to be. I would plan it to where I'm going to be there way early for it. And I usually will protect myself. I'll ask for Archangel Michael to protect my energy. I'll sit in my car and I'll take in some deep breaths. So now I know I'm fine. I know I'm protected. I know that I'll have guidance. My higher self is there. This conversation is not just, I'm not alone in this conversation. I have my bodyguard, Archangel Michael, and I'm protected. So this person can't say something that'll hurt me, you know? And even if that's just a mind, you know, you're tricking your own mind, however you want to think of it. I think as a bartender, I've bartended for many, many years. That's what I would do before my shift. And we have to deal with a lot of barking and a lot of unpleasant conversation all the time. So I would, of course, I learned this way later in my career. I wish I knew before, but I would protect my energy and know. I would just know that nothing that that person said can penetrate and affect me, you know. And so then going back to when you go to bed at night, you already know that you're going to be there early, you're going to be there protected, and you're going to be there facing this conflict. And this is all hypothetical, of course. I'm just going by the energy. You already know now. You're like, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. I can sleep tonight because I already have these steps that I'm going to take before that. So it's like a buffer. I have these buffers and filters and protection in place. I've got, you know, Archangel Michael protecting me. I've got my breathing exercises I did beforehand. And I know that no matter what the person says, even if it might even be constructive criticism that you're afraid of, you know, we all know we have those conversations that I was like, oh, they're going to bring up this or that. When we already decide, when we make that decision before we even go to bed, that no matter what the person says, it's not going to affect us, then so be it. So let it be. That's what's going to happen. So it's about making that decision before going to sleep, and then that's what'll happen. And then the Queen of Cups is about leading with the heart, leading with your intuition, and when we do lead with the heart, people can tell, and if they can tell that we're leading with the heart, we're in our integrity, then whatever they say to us that's hurtful, that's on them. That's on them. We showed up in our full integrity. We showed up with our heart. We showed up with, you know, being the best version of ourselves, and that's all we could do is our best. So let the rest it is what it is. Okay? So that's the only conflict that came up is just an uncomfortable conversation and boredom. So it's okay. It's all right. You'll be all right. Maybe a little bit of mind loops going, or maybe it could be bad dreams or anxiety. Just try to switch up your routine a little bit, get a little bit more active with animals, children, hobbies, any kind of activity to get you out of your head and into your heart. And that'll really help alleviate that, whether it's exercise or whatever you're into. Okay, in your subconscious mind, the first thing that came up was destiny. Awesome. This is something I feel like it's occupying. The first thing that came in my mind was that it's occupying your dream state. There's something about your destiny that is it's definitely got some real estate in your subconscious mind. And then the next one out, these flew out together. We have the devil and we have the hanged man. So this immediately tells me that there's something going on with your ego. And when I say ego, I just mean not in your heart space. I mean in like your limiting beliefs, that sort of thing. It's more, your ego is where self-sabotage is. That's where it resides. So when the devil comes out, when we're talking about the mind, this is talking about limiting beliefs. It's talking about programming. It's talking about toxic people that might be influencing what you think about your own destiny. It might be something that your grandpa said when you were 12 and it's still like hanging in there. You know, you can never do that, or you can never travel the world because blah, blah, blah. That's kind of in your subconscious mind. So the hanged man is suggesting to get a different perspective of that, meditate on that, heal that aspect. And that's not an easy thing to do. There's different ways to do it. I love hypnotherapy. I love subliminals for when I go to sleep at night. They work wonders. Subliminals are amazing for confidence and for removing subconscious blockages, things like that. Because we're not aware of it. If you don't know, you don't know. But now, you know, when we have a dream and we always feel like something gets in the way, we're unconsciously, subconsciously doing something to create a blockage to receive. So this is telling me that it's something inside your own limiting beliefs that's blocking your destiny. There's something that you really want and you feel called to it. But there's something about your upbringing or something that's happened in your past it's being highlighted right now. Okay, and so the next card out was actually this one, the fortune teller, number 43. Being open to possibilities and trusting your intuition to interpret the answers from the wild goddess oracle can help you to help others. This is about tapping into your intuition rather than ego, which is amazing that this came out. So listening to that heart to follow your destiny and not allowing those limiting beliefs to get in your way. And if you have trouble doing that, don't be afraid to call upon a fortune teller. And then we have the traveler. Let travel, education, and communication systems take you and your ideas to the world, and or use the same to bring the world to you. I love this because remember how we're just talking about connecting to your inner child, or with animals, or with hobbies, or whatever to get out of your mind. You know, the overthinking, the analysis paralysis, that, you know, when we're blocking our own destiny. When we travel, or when we do something that's outside of our routine, that gives us the opportunity to get into the hanged man position. The hanged man is vibing high from a different perspective because he's doing something different. That's the whole point. He's doing something that's not expected. He's hanging upside down. He's getting a totally different perspective of the situation, which is like, that's when epiphanies come. So have you ever noticed that when you travel, sometimes you'll still be on the runway, like not even out of the airport yet, and you'll think of all these things that you got to do at home. It's because you changed your scenery, you changed you changed your environment, which changes the energy, and the excitement of going somewhere raises your vibration, and then you have a whole bird's eye view of your situation. And then when you get home, you're like, God, that seems so small when I was, you know, somewhere else. And it's true. We need that. We all need that from time to time to get a totally different perspective. And so there's something going on in your subconscious mind. Someone named the devil. Not really. It's just those limiting beliefs. Everyone has some form of self-sabotage, and so it just needs to be addressed. It's something that's potentially blocking you from inching towards your destiny. And what's funny is what Spirit is saying is trust all will be well. They're telling you to trust. And this little pesky devil is trying to get you to not just trust. You know, so the universe is saying surrender, and the devil's like, you can't do that, you know. So just those subliminals really help, because you just wake up in a totally different energy. Take a nice hot bath, hot shower, get yourself all, you know, cozy, relax, and then I put my little eye pillow on, and then I select, whatever it is, subliminal for ... fill in the blank, and if you don't know what it is, that's fine too. There's other ones that are general, and it'll say like wake up with more confidence or whatever, and it kind of just, I leave it to the professionals. They know what they're doing. It works. And then also there's meditations, of course, and there's shadow work. There's all types of, there's one I did the other day. I was just telling my mom about it. I kept getting the 7 of Swords energy, which is about deceit and lies and, someone not being truthful to you. And it kept showing up. And I was like, who's being dishonest around me? I'm in hermit mode. I'm not even really communicating with many people, and I'm on good terms with everyone, I think. So who would be doing this? And then I realized it was me. I was in some sort of denial about a shadow aspect that I wasn't looking at. And so it kept showing up. And finally I YouTube searched a meditation for being honest with yourself. And I found this shadow work meditation that helped me, and it helped me see something from my childhood that I completely don't remember. And it's amazing how that works. And so the energy was lifted, and then it helped me step into to this new role with more confidence and being able to speak up and use my voice. So, and it all went from something that happened with my sisters as a child. I was the shy one of the group, of the siblings. It's amazing how it works, but it really, really helps. Anyway, sorry, I got off track. Okay, support and advice for overcoming challenges. Okay, first card out was Rejoice in Celebration. Beautiful. Time to get with close friends, maybe some work colleagues, network. Get out there, have some fun. And the second one that came out was Love Begins. That's wonderful. Right? There's a lot of emotion here. There's something about emotional fulfillment that's coming your way, or it's already there. It's just that since that part of your mind was fixated on something else that was not in your control, once you ease up on the gas on that, then it's like your awareness shifts and you're like, wow, I really do have, I am abundant. I am in my abundance. I am fulfilled. And that came out with Success. I'm noticing a lot of green and gold. I love that. And then the next card out is the Mermaid. I went, when I saw this, because my mother is an Aquarius, and we call her the Mermaid. So when this came out, I'm like, oh my God, I have to share this with her. The Mermaid, look below the surface of your emotional reactions to know what's really going on, for things are not always what they seem. That's number 4. Look below the surface to your emotional reactions to know what is really going on, for things are not always what they seem. That also speaks to what we're talking about in the subconscious. When it talks about below the surface, that's usually the subconscious and your emotional reactions. So perhaps your emotional reactions to something is something that needs to be looked at. Look below the surface to your emotional reactions to know what is really going on, for things are not always what they seem. And that's a very double, illusion. When things aren't what they seem, that's illusion, and this is also representative of illusion. So there could be something in your subconscious mind that's causing you to have an emotional reaction to something that you're unaware of, and it could be potentially stopping you from emotional fulfillment. I'm not saying for sure, I'm just saying there's a little bit of a pattern there to look at. Okay, in your outcome, we have the first one out was Passage. I found this to be interesting because I instantly thought of rite of passage, like you've gone through, and then with destiny, destiny's here. I feel like you're going towards some type of like a initiation or rite of passage or some sort of portal or some sort of important journey And you might not even be aware of it, but you're learning along the way. You're learning, and it could even be in your dream state. You know, there's something that you're picking up on, and you're growing from it, and you're coming out a different person, even if it's subtle. You know, there's expansion happening. And then the next card out was energy. So this could be like you have a new energy about you. You might be more magnetic. That's what I felt with this card. The next card out was, these came out together, the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. This is about solid new beginnings and potentially collaborating with somebody. With the Three of Pentacles, it could also speak to public speaking. It could talk about, this talks about contracts. This talks about being commissioned for something new. And then this is about your initial investment towards a solid new beginning. So we have passage and then a new beginning, new energy, new beginning. And then these came out. Material and spiritual prosperity. Yeah. And that is a lot like the passage card. Their backs are to us, and they're leaning on two pillars of sorts. You know, these are waterfalls. The 6 represents harmony. Water represents emotion, so emotional fulfillment, and also material. So it's material and spiritual prosperity. That is the ultimate abundance, and it's like you earned it through going through this passage. Absolutely. And so this is more of the earth. The element of earth is here. So I really, really love this for you. And then the final card was the 5th chakra Archangel Gabriel. So I feel like because of this quote unquote rite of passage, or this portal, or this cycle, this life cycle you're about to complete, is catapulting you towards your destiny. And it's something about communication. Communication has come up twice in this reading. And Gabriel is all about communication and speaking your truth, standing up for yourself, standing up for what you believe in. And this is all. It's also about writing. If you're a writer or an if you're an author or creator in any way, call on Archangel Gabriel. If you have a creative block, focus on, and creative blocks can be anywhere in the chakras. But when it comes to like pen to paper, like mind to paper, and like you have this idea in your mind, but you can't quite get it onto paper, call on Archangel Gabriel, or do some work with your throat chakra, or focus on the color blue. Oh my gosh, I just thought of my mom again today. She said the color blue's been following her. I'm like, it's probably your throat chakra. Oh, how funny. Okay, so yeah, beautiful reading. I feel like overall, if we're gonna conclude this whole thing, I feel like Spirit is telling you, take your foot off the gas, ease up, go on autopilot a little bit, look at the bigger picture, even if that means going on a trip somewhere, going to a retreat, taking a 2-nighter somewhere. Get out of your this, because when we're in that's when we end up in this. We can't sleep, we don't know why, we can't figure it out. And then the conflict and defeat, we're overthinking stuff, and there's nothing we could do in our bed that night anyway. So it's like we need to get out of that and go more into the heart space. Go more into the creative, playful. Yeah, they were suggesting playfulness, travel. Yeah. So out of the hamster and hamster wheel thing, so that you can get a broader perspective, raise your vibration, higher states of consciousness, and then your destiny, I honestly feel like you've already done the work for it. It's going to find you. It's right place, right time, serendipitous type of scenario. I really feel that, especially because the very, very first card out was Trust All Will Be Well. And yeah, there's several cards about travel here. We've got this one, the Traveler, Passage, Rejoice in Celebration. This is also about community. But getting out into a different scenery is what the point is. And then destiny. So yeah, and completion. So there's something you're completing and starting anew. And I really feel like sometimes it's just about relax. Just relax. Okay? All right, I hope something here resonated for you. Please let me know in the comments. Let me know how I'm doing. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And yeah, I'm very curious what your destiny is and if you have any travel plans. So please let me know. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.